Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So this one, once again, is an Autogen one, and this wasn't actually during that sort of big spree I had of doing a load of Autogens. I actually bumped into a subscriber of mine on Ladder, and he challenged me to an Autogen battle, so we went ahead and had one. And it was a lot of fun, so thanks Faust, it was a great game. So this is it. I got given, by Autogen, a Bastiladon with solar engine, and 3 more Feral Bastiladons, so pretty Bastiladon heavy, which actually isn't too bad a thing. It means I've got terror everywhere, and a load of anti-infantry, and a load of armour. So this is actually kind of good against Skaven, truth be told. This isn't half bad. Even if they have a load of Poison Wing Globadiers or something, I can push through the front line with the staggered Bastiladons and just get right on top of them. Obviously they can rampage, which is tough, so if there are that kind of things going on, you only warp lightning cannons or whatever, these Bastiladons are going to get stuck fighting crap that I don't want to be fighting. So there is that, but you know, they're pretty cost effective here, I think. Anyway, got some skink cohorts in the front. I have Temple Guards and Saurus Warriors with shields in the back. I have Mazdamundi just on the palanquin. No Zlak for me. So he might be a little bit vulnerable on there. He's a bit slow moving, but he's got all the spells, because of course he does. Luckily though, you get spells and abilities in Autogen, so he does have Ruination of Cities and Banishment. They're not items, so I have to worry about not having those. So a lot of utility there. Also, Skink Skirmishers and Chameleon Skinks, very nice. I have some Pterodon Rise with Fireleech Bolas, and I actually have some more Pterodons on the other side, which we'll get to. And I have some Feral Cold ones. These guys, Armor Pierce, I'm just going to throw them in. They're going to die straight away, honestly. I just throw them in to see what happens. I don't know, Feral Cold ones never seem to really perform for me, but then they're quite cheap, so I don't know. Anyway, also got a Skink Chief on foot. That's exactly where you want him. Ugh. Anyway, he can get some good work done, though. He should be alright. And then way over here, I have more Pterodon Riders with Fireleech Bolas. So, as you can see, my opponent here, he's been given Warp Lightning Cannons, so he's got 2 lots of them, so I need to get on them pronto, because I'm going to suffer horribly. But my Pterodon Riders should do great, because all he's got in terms of ranged, apart from the cannons, which obviously be sat right on top of, is, well, these skirmishers. Just some Skaven slave skirmishers. Oh, and he does have Night Runners over here. But, I mean, that's it. He doesn't really have a lot that can protect things like the Warp Lightning Cannon from the air, so this is perfect for me. He's also got a load of Skaven slaves, a ton of them. Some Death Runners over here, though, that's pretty scary. And but they've been Fireleech Boled a little bit. That did a ton of work. Anyway, also some Rat Ogres. Back here, more Clanarats in the front line, more slaves in the front. He has an Assassin and Skrulk, but Skrulk doesn't have Liber Bubonicus, because that's an item. So that's a blessing for me, rather than the blessing of filth that Skrulk was after. Get it? Get it? It's a Bubonicus joke. Anyway, also a couple more Rat Ogres, and over here he's got some more Skaven Slave Spears as well. So, oh, and some more Rat Ogres in the back. So he's got plenty of Rat Ogres. So a lot of armor piercing damage. So my Bastiladons may struggle against all this nonsense. So, obviously I've sped things up. He's trying to shoot at my Bastiladon a bit. This Bastiladon, I haven't actually moved forward yet. I'm too busy trying to micro this stuff. So I positioned them right on top, bombed them, and now I'm shooting into them. So I should be able to wrap this Warp Lightning Cannon crew out pretty quickly. And I'm trying to get the other ones in position around the other side. Because you can see, they're shooting at Mazdamundi, and that is doing a ton of work. Just a horrific amount of damage. So here he does come out with the Skaven Slave Spears to try and deal with my Skink Skirmishers. Skink Skirmishers I was trying to get onto the Rat Ogres, because they don't have a lot of armor, so just cheap fire from Skirmishers can do a lot of work against them. So here, charging these Skaven Slaves, they immediately break already, which I think is pretty funny. And now my Feral Cold ones are probably going to get pretty beaten up here, to be honest. But it keeps this stuff busy. So I use a Ruination of Cities, a load of units that ran off. Alright guys, I panicked. I thought he was going to get killed. Anyway, these Pterodon Riders, they've dealt with the artillery for the most part. But they have taken a lot of damage, actually, from those slaves. So that's pretty impressive. Over here, I've got a Bastiladon keeping this stuff busy. And I'm firing at the Rat Ogres with my Bastiladon. Should do some good work. Here, though, Lord Mazdamundi's still in a lot of trouble. I'm finally trying to wrap up these guys. So there was the bombs being dropped. And I should be able to break those guys nice and quickly. But there are more units trying to chase Mazdamundi back here. I've used a Cold-Blooded on him, try and get his health back up. And here I use a Banishment. Just Clan Rats, but it's fine. The Terror from the Feral Bastiladon, it means these guys get left on their own quite a lot. So that's nice. That's good for me. Here, though, Rat Ogre's totally fine. They just beat the crap out of all that stuff. Skink's keeping these guys busy. That's fine, but more Rat Ogres are coming. That is definitely dangerous for me. Here, though, you know, the Bastiladon and Skink cohort, they're keeping this stuff busy. My Bastiladon was doing some lovely work to the Rat Ogres, and now my Fireleech Bolas are going to come over here and do something useful. Warp Lightning Cannons both offline, so that is great news for me. So here, Not entirely sure why I bothered with this. Oh, right, yeah, I saw they were beginning to waver, so I put the leadership up. Anyway, should help a bit. So here, trying to get some cheap fire into the rat ogres, but as you can see, it's not a lot of cheap fire. I mean, I do at least have the skink chief helping out here too, and the fire leech bowlers are coming in to try and help. So I'm getting some good damage on them, but anyway. Over here you can see Skaven-sized spears are dealing with my feral cold ones. Oh dear. And yeah, this isn't so great. Trophy head has been used on him, so he's got, okay, 0 melee attack and melee defense. So I have no choice but to throw my chameleon skinks into melee here to try and help. I've got the fire leech bowlers trying to help as well. Over on this side, these rat ogres are finally broken, but they're fighting temple guards, of course they are. Over here, this Bastillodon is keeping all this stuff busy. He just has so much armor, it's great. Also, the guys sat on top of the Bastillodon seem to be throwing javelins at them, so that's pretty funny. Anyway, so I'm firing into the rat ogres. Lord Master Mundi has taken a horrible amount of damage. I've had to throw my skirmishes in here just to try and bog this stuff down. Here, my skink chief is occupied on clan rats. But, yeah, Mazdamundi does not look long for this world. Amazo Skrolk has taken a ton of punishment in here. He is fighting elite infantry and feral Bastillodons, though. Here, it looks like that may have been an own goal. I might have just lasered Mazdamundi, and he is broken. He has 370 health. But luckily, a terror rout has happened. This terror rout has saved my life. This has completely saved me, the fact that all these guys have routed. Otherwise, it would have been so easy to chase down Mazdamundi. But now I'm healing him up with another cold-blooded, and he's gonna start being a bit more healthy. He's gonna be more survivable here. Getting a lot more fire on these rat ogres, which is very nice for me. Yeah, an awful lot. These guys are struggling. And the shot from the Bastillodon did a ton of work there. So there we go, those rat ogres are running. Now I need to chase down the assassin. Over here, I mean, these Saurus warriors are just going from one unit to the next, killing anything they come into contact with. Nothing's really standing in their way. The Temple Guard here have been hit by so many summons from Skrull, because Skrull's been fighting them for so long. They're really starting to suffer, but they are still hanging in there, which is pretty great. Over here, the Bastillodon is fighting rat ogres, and honestly the Bastillodons can do well here. I've sent my other skinks to try and deal with these rat ogres, and I'm still firing at these ones, trying to make sure that they don't come back, but they won't shatter, little sods. Anyway, back over here, I am running low on ammo with the Pterodons, so one unit I've kind of thrown into melee to try and bog this stuff down. They were chasing the assassin, but unfortunately the rat ogres came back and beat them up, which is a real pity. Here's skink cohorts, they're not going to hold up against that either, and suddenly I have nothing but the chameleon skinks and the skink chief. Oh, and these guys, and I guess I am firing too, but anyway, Mazdamundi's being hunted down again. Trophy heads on him, again, 0 and 0 melee attack and defense. That is bad for me. Using the Ruination Cities, just try and get rid of what infantry remained, and yep, he's going to summon even more infantry. That's very annoying. Anyway, I'm going to charge the assassin, and don't know who that was aiming for. Maybe it was aiming for the assassin. Anyway, so I'm trying to beat these guys up. The rat ogres did seem to shatter, actually. They seem to have gone. Oh no, there they are. They were chasing skinks still. Oh, good news. Anyway, that bought me some time. Over here, yeah, he's still got a lot of force, and he's managed to fight off most of my units here. My Bastillodon is actually coming back this way. I'm going to join the rest of the fight. He's going to regroup over here. I'm going to throw some skinks at them just to try and slow him down, and all my stuff is going to regroup. I want to focus on this area. So I'll use a banishment here, which, because my Temple Guard had been broken already, so I just wanted to break all of his units. So those Plague Monks are really suffering. Curse of Midnight Wind was dropped down on this stuff too. Here I am chasing off the assassin, which is very nice for me. He did use a concealment bomb, but he got too close. I had people right on top of him, so it didn't help him. So more units shattering, and 2 Bastillodons are hunting down Skrolk. He's getting stuck on cannons, I'm getting stuck on cannons, everybody's getting stuck on cannons, and here he is trying to hunt down Mazdamundi. So I'm throwing the skink skirmishes into the mix. That's fine, they can block that. So over here, rat ogres, they're being a bit dealt with. These rat ogres trying to sneak around the side to get into my leadership, so I'm just throwing Pterodon riders at them. So I have a lot of units that are able to just react quickly to anything that's trying to find a way in. So amazingly, Lord Mazdamundi's doing well here. Here, I actually use a Harmonic Convergence on the skink skirmishers to give them actually pretty damn good combat stats. Sure, they don't have any armor piercing, but you don't need that against any of these units. So just having, you know, 38 melee attack and 43 defense, suddenly they're pretty damn good fighters. So that's pretty fun. So anyway, annoyingly, my Bastillodon actually gives Skrolk a boost, gives him a good knock, throws him over to his prey, which is kind of irritating. But anyway, Skrolk has had enough. And now the rat ogres I mean, they're wavering already. They're going to get terrified pretty quickly. Amazing the assassin is coming back. But I'm shooting at him. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. These guys will get to him. So yeah, he's going to get surrounded, and everything is starting to break. And that is army losses. Phew. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. Mazdamundi, my word. I don't know how he survived. It's unbelievable. I was able to keep him alive. If I, you know, waited... God, I mean, one more shot from the Warp Lightning Cannon, and that would have been enough. You know, that would have been enough. I wasn't able to get him out of any of those fights. It was only because the terror route that I was able to alleviate that. I threw everything I could into that group, and they terrified, luckily. One more hit on Mazdamundi, and he would have been dead. So, yeah, one from the cannon. Yeah, I would have lost him. I would have lost Mazdamundi, and that would have been really bad. That could have triggered a few of my other units running away, and they would have just been chased down by just cheap Skaven, and I would have lost most of my army, I think. That was incredibly precarious, but I kept him going, and he got 224 kills. Phew! Bloody hell. Although, wow, Saurus warriors with shields. Makes sense. There's nothing that can really hold up to Saurus warriors in this army, is there? I mean, yeah, the rat ogres, but the rat ogres are busy running all over the place. There were dinosaurs everywhere. So that was pretty great. So I think having just one sneaky Saurus warrior that isn't quite as threatening as the rest, but can still clean up in melee against Skaven, you know, against cheap infantry, they actually worked brilliantly, which is pretty funny. Just having one unit in there that doesn't seem too scary, yeah, that apparently is something that I need to try and do occasionally. It's kind of tough to find yourself in that situation, though, where you bring something that's dangerous, but only if it's ignored, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's pretty funny. Feral Cold ones, I mean, they did nothing. Who cares? I never get value with these guys. I always just waste them, which is probably why I never get value. The skirmishers were absolutely vital in keeping Mazdamundi safe, so thank you skinks. Bastiladons just had a whale of a time. There just wasn't enough AP once the artillery was gone to deal with them. Maybe, you know, well, yeah, the rat ogres, maybe, but the rat ogres I was just keeping busy, just throwing things at them as best I could. I'm amazed I managed to keep these guys at bay. That was so dangerous. But yeah, Faust, really well played, man. That was a tense fight and a lot of fun. So yeah, glad I accepted the challenge. So guys, that's been another Auto Janet on occasion, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was definitely a lot of fun. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.